Hello and welcome to my video on relaxing your hands while practicing difficult bits. This video was inspired by one of my subscribers, so thank you very much, because this is a very important problem. We tend to cramp with our left hand, particularly when we're practicing something very challenging. And very often what happens is that we're practicing something very challenging for the left hand, and that gets our right hand to cramp up as well, and that makes our left hand cramp even more because our hands want to do the same thing all the time. So what we can do is we can use exactly that our hands want to do the same thing, and work at relaxing the bow hand, and that relaxation will carry over into the left hand, which will then also be more relaxed. I often notice when I consciously make sure that my bow hand is very relaxed when I'm practicing something very difficult for the left hand, then I notice immediately my left hand is less tense as well. The first thing one has to do when one's practicing something very challenging for the left hand is to make it as easy as possible for the bow. Use a bow speed which is comfortable, even if it means you need to take a few more bows. Work at the area of the bow where the bow's own weight on the string is just right. Avoid the difficult areas of the bow down here. This is much more difficult to play at the frog. Make it as easy as possible for the bow and concentrate on having a very relaxed bow hand, and you will notice that will relax your left hand as well. So for example, when I'm practicing uncomfortable chords in a Bach fugue, this was practicing for the left hand. I was practicing intonation. These are very uncomfortable chords, but I make it as easy as possible for my bow by taking more bows if I need more time to correct the fifths which were not in tune. And I made sure that my right hand was as relaxed as possible, because that will automatically also relax my left hand, because I need a relaxed left hand, particularly when I'm doing something difficult like this, particularly in uncomfortable chords, because I need relaxed, soft fingers to be able to correct. If I cramp, I can't move and I can't correct. So both hands have to be very relaxed, particularly in challenging parts for the left hand, and making sure that the bow hand is very relaxed is a huge help. So when I practice, I give myself lots of time for these chords. I don't play them like I want to play them later on in tempo, because I'm practicing for the left hand right now. I'm just practicing intonation. So I just slur two double stops together. I use a comfortable bow speed, and I just use another bow if I feel I need more time. That also improves the sound, and the better my sound is, the more I can hear the intonation clearly. If I don't have a good sound because I'm starting to cramp with my right hand because my left hand is tensing up, then I won't be able to hear the intonation properly. You can't hear the intonation. I don't know how much of that was because my finger was not in tune and how much was because I just had too much weight on the string. So one has to have a very free sound when practicing intonation. So there again, you get a free sound if you relax your bow hand, and that relaxation carries over into the left hand. Immediately, my fingers don't press so much anymore because I'm not pressing so much with my right hand, and the sound is much better. I can hear the intonation better, and my left hand becomes soft and relaxed. As a beginner, this is really essential because I noticed that I was cramping up my bow hand all the time because everything is difficult for my string hand. So I noticed that by consciously relaxing my bow hand, suddenly my string hand also started relaxing. So when I'm practicing something really difficult, like octaves in third position, yes, I'm in third position now already, and third position is more comfortable as a beginner. Not only as a beginner, it's more comfortable for everybody because the notes are not as far apart from each other. I don't have such big stretches, but it's also still very new, and octaves are a real challenge because my correcting is still so difficult. My fingers don't know how to correct precisely enough yet. And I noticed by consciously relaxing my bow hand, making it as easy as possible for my bow, having a part of the bow using the area of the bow where the bow's own weight is just right for the sound, then the bow is resting on the string and I can relax my bow hand. I don't have to add weight, I don't have to carry the bow. So when I'm doing something which is difficult for my string hand, I avoid the area down here at the frog because that's a whole challenge of its own. Very difficult, and particularly octaves, I tend to cramp a lot with my string hand, but relaxing, consciously relaxing the bow hand helps a lot. Immediately my string hand also relaxes a little bit. I don't press so hard. I can start feeling the vibrations of the strings in the fingertips of my string hand. This is very important. One should feel the string vibrations in the fingertips of the string hand. You can't do that if you press too hard, if you're cramping too hard. And the sound is better because my bow hand is not cramping. Using a comfortable bow speed helps, making it as easy as possible for the bow hand, and trying to relax it completely as much as I can helps the string hand. So this is a real patience tester, practicing octaves, because the correction is so imprecise that I have to stay on an octave forever before it's slightly better in tune. But I have to practice this. It's correcting that my hand can't do, so this has to be practiced, and it's no help, because the more I tense up with my string hand, the less I will be able to correct. And using my bow hand to consciously relax helps a lot. But I have to constantly remind myself, all the time I have to say to myself, relax the bow hand, relax the bow hand, relax the bow hand, all the time, because the challenge for the string hand causes the string hand to tense up, and that carries over into the bow hand. So what we need to do is we need to reverse this by consciously relaxing the bow hand, and that relaxation carrying over into the string hands. Okay, I hope you find this useful, and let me know in the comments how you get on, and if you have any questions, and happy practicing with relaxed hands.